the defensive side of this map for.
See, he's the one bringing the spike in.
That was info. I think that jump spot from Mr. Farlin has still caught that aggressive position.
Hello,
Space has been
guys.
taken, but it does seem like Foot are more than happy to play the retake. They've got themselves the steel garden. They almost could have lost it, but also could have gained a kill. Nonetheless, for Fnatic, they've removed some of that util. It's just whether or not they can get into a more aggressive position. I am looking at Kayak, though. That late flank could be everything, but you can see they are constantly checking for this.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago, really, that we saw the impact from Alfier being able to run up on that flank. Now the ult activated. Kayak uses that as his trigger point to start stepping forward. B-side overwhelmed, and players being pushed back by utility. Now, this is a big danger. The defuse tapped, and who can stop it? Hunter's Fury is the first port of call for Fnatic. Already, though, the defuse has gone halfway, but the players, well, they fall. No, they've fallen all the way down. That's not quite what we wanted to see, and rest assured that round result would be the same regardless. The flank from Kayak and so on, but denying orbs?
He's denying the orb.
Yes, so, I mean, with how close his opponents are to those ultimates, it just makes sense, doesn't it, Tom?
Let's just
Just don't show the scoreboard.
Just ignore the fact that none of the ults are close. He fell off to deny orb. And I won't hear any. We didn't need a replay. We just didn't need the replay.
I want the, this is the replay I wanted, though. Okay.
He's not even phased.
He's not as upset.
Not even phased. Oh. Might be now. 7-4.
Oh, he's not got the Vandal now.
Fnatic still with a chance of an 8-4 half. Still a strong attack side showing, but we will have to witness a little bit more of that defense. A very aggressive stack up from the defenders. That's 1-2 spotted. They both run away. Do they plan for the third?
Surely they do. Okay, well, I wasn't going to give Fnatic the credit for clearing the corner after seeing so many flee. Kayak is again in this position, but because of the aggressive A main spot, they're not quite there with the same level of info gathering. They don't know that he is wrapping up in heaven. It might not matter. Zeus tries to take matters into his own hands, playing quite aggressive indeed. Tucked in behind the box, Alpha comes around and a nasty surprise awaits him. Zeus now looking for a little bit more. Decoy sent out, faking the steps as heaven attempts to be reclaimed. Mr. Fallen loses his life for that though, as Kayak claims the kill himself and Crashy so desperately low, and Zeus quickly dispatches them. It's Chronicle and Boaster left in it, but the operator rings out. So does Zeus's weapon for another ace. He's dug them out of a deep, deep hole, and 7-5 at the half.
It took 2 aces for them to get 5 rounds. It really shows that this guy is on a different level in terms of the individual ability. But I'll be honest with you, Mitch. I think they're going to need a whole lot more if they're going to turn this round in half number 2.
In a while, bro. थोड़ा नहीं करूँ चालू. भाई दुट्टी चेस मैच चेक करो भाई.
In the UK, there's an amazing study and life balance.
My program is very interactive, which will enhance my career prospects in so many ways.
Each experience while studying here has helped expand my horizons.
Anything is possible
when you study in the UK.
Welcome back, folks. Half number 2 is about to kick off here. 7 rounds in the first half for Fnatic on their attack. But Tom, you had some questions about their defensive side. Now we're about to see that play out in front of our very eyes. Did how that half ended dissuade you at all? Or are you expecting 2 more aces coming in from Zeus?
It is insane. Like, that's the thing. There was a reason that this guy was a hot prospect, but having 2 aces in a singular half. I know that we talk about, I think it was Safe, who's been able to get 3 in a map, so he's potentially looking at an EMEA record. I'll have to wait and see.
Take flight.
Maybe they'll need it. They are still down by a couple of rounds. Pistol would be nice, and well, hey, he started it off strong.
Not again, surely. Let's see, Fnatic. Well, there's a bit of pressure put on Crashies. He is trapped in this corner, spotted and taken down, but he will eliminate Zeus for...
Worth it.
Yeah, perhaps. A 4v2 that they're left in. Remember, none of these players on foot found a kill in the last pistol, Tom. So that's because they were all taken away. Kayak and Boaster, all right. That's not a bad shot to start with. Yedajay's tagged down low. I wasn't expecting this to be that competitive, but there's still quite a chance for especially a player like Kayak. He needs the first clean, and he won't find it with a quick trade from Yedajay. 7-6, if you believe in the foot comeback here on the attack side. Well, it's already underway, 1 away from their opponents.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how Yedajay makes this work. As I said, we haven't seen him play this agent. I also think on the attack side, it can be a little more dicey at times. Good post-plant utility, definitely. But you've got to get there in the first place. And then almost the opposite side for Fnatic. Is it going to be like an old-school split where you're just super aggressive, you're sending that double duelist in to try and take space away? Are we going to see just aggressive positioning with a get-out-of-jail-free card? Who knows? Or are they going to play more retakes and have that dive still available to them? That will be the question, because their attack wasn't, well, it wasn't really possible for it to be as strong as last time, but is that a necessity for them to win this map?
Oh, very patient play from the side of Foot as we've seen barriers go up, and Fnatic with very weak weapons. Again, we saw this in the last half, as expected. And Foot were trying to avoid any sneaky plays from their opponents. That gate crash, it's not spotted, okay. Okay, so Kayak still unknown. They've cleared all their corners, they've played as a unit, they've played it slow, and finally they've dealt with Kayak. I thought that could have been a beautiful play from him. Foot do well to shut it down.
It was still probably going to result in maybe 1 kill, because he was only playing with a classic, but any damage that can be done will be nice. All moving as a unit. Althea Crashies with some upgraded pistols, although that's quickly going to change hands for Chronicle. Doesn't seem to matter. This already starting to become quite costly. Retrieving those weapons is not going to be the easiest, especially if the spike goes off. So the question now becomes, do they have to try and kill the remaining members of Fnatic in order to retrieve some of that weaponry?
Time's ticking. Fnatic, no pressure's on the other side. If you can take a few down with the spike, you will.
I think they brought a lot less through into this round than they would have wanted to, and it's going to leave some serious vulnerability. So yeah, that extra kill or 2 is going to help out quite a bit. It means there's a couple of pistols online for this round. For Fnatic Captain, I'll be honest, really doesn't matter at all. Sometimes I genuinely wonder if he's better with pistols. What it looks like though is a very direct B hit.
Yeah, Kayak's going to have the pressure on him immediately. Gate crash to get out though, so if he can stick around, he can take a few more risks. Zeus, 10 HP. Kayak's already out of here. That's free damage, but converting on it will be different because he's still got a gun in his hands. Boaster will fall. Some of the utility now removed from Fnatic's retake. Weaker weapons in play for Foot, but if they can close distance and pick up that rifle, it'll be wonderful. Unfortunately, they're stuck on that site, kept back by the re-aggression from Fnatic. And now, with the weaker weapons in hand, they still, despite the even numbers, have an uphill battle on their hands.
The main thing against Fnatic at this stage will be that time. It is a perfect start to give them the information. That leaves the remaining players with very little to play with. And while with already cracks dealt with, Yedajay, he kind of just has to die at this stage just to make sure that He's getting everything he can do. Get that extra orb, trying to deny them. And you know what? He takes one with him. It's a little bit of extra cost, but ultimately that ended up being quite easy for the side of Fnatic.
It's still important to get those 2 or 3 kills in the rounds you'll lose, right? Just to keep that economy honest, and especially with the chance for Fnatic winning those first 2. You don't want to be, with Foot winning the first 2, you don't want to be leaving the economy to run sky high. Now, what we've seen here, it doesn't scare me too much. The side of Foot didn't have a lot to battle with. It was one real rifle, a lot of pistols in there, a Bulldog.
I really love the use of the stun into the dart. Because obviously if there's a dart, you're shooting it immediately. If you stun first, they can't shoot it, they were both revealed.
A little hard.
Nice combo.
He saw it on the backside. Those positions.
Nasty. Zeus, big player, already down. Yeah, positions last time were based on the weaker weapons. This time, Foot could be a little bit more aggressive in post plans, but let's see if we even get there. Zeus has been taken out of the game, and who will fill his boots?
This is what I want to see more of. J on that lurk. Kayak's not getting over aggressive, realizing already we have that man advantage. We have Hunter's Fury for a retake if we get there. Doesn't need to be the hero necessarily in this round. But that double push-up of deep control is definitely the most interesting piece here for Foot. Can they make something of this? Isolating Boaster would put Kayak in a tough position. And it feels like they have to go towards B just based on where the spike is.
I think the idea might be for Cracks to draw their eyes, so they try to push him out of position and walk straight into Yedajay. He can be the unknown factor, dodging the Hunter's Fury at least so he won't be pinged up. And there's a real chance to drop Chronicle and open an avenue for late round work as well. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have doubted Chronicle on that one. He doesn't get over eager. He doesn't have a lapse in judgment, just holds his ground and delivers the shot when needed. Foot need to find another solution, and the aggression of Cracks seems to be it. He's up close to the smoke while his teammates fall back further while they set up for post plant. One away from a Hunter's Fury on Mr. Fallen. If he can grab a pick on the cross and bail out, it could be huge.
Trading is the game though for Fnatic. All 5 players are going to try and take these fights together. Smoke going to be put onto the spike. Close range positions might not be expected. That one's easy for Cracks, but already tagged down to 30 HP. And again, and a captain left completely isolated, needed a quick fight. And he's not going to be getting it. Ends up being quite easy for Fnatic in the end. Plenty of time left, 4 players surviving. And I want to go back to what you were saying. I think if there's any other player, there's a chance that Yedajay gets that kill. But if there is a man who knows his angles, it is Chronicle. He's not giving you any spot where you can peek him and you have an advantage.
It's crazy because the longer you look at a player static like that, especially while there's utility and a hit coming in on the other side of the map, that player wants to rotate. They want to be there with their team, and most players are going to get a little itchy. They're going to take that step forward. All right, I'll start my rotation. And you get shot in the side of the head. Chronicle, he waits. He's like a statue.
I think he could sit there for like 2.5 hours and he'd still be like, this is the right
And immediately on the head as soon as he peeks. Reactions were impressive. Patience paid off. Fnatic 9-7 as a result. 3 ultimates for Foot. Weaker weapons across the board. They managed to put pressure on players up close. Alpha already having to give up some control of the site. And they may, I mean, it's going to be late getting a plant because Mr. Fallen's actually the one with the spike, and as players overwhelm the site. In fact, they're isolated in 1-by-1 duels. Crashies drops 2. Alpha does the same, and this round is done. Fnatic double digits secured.
I'm quite surprised though, to actually commit the Hunter's Fury into that one. I guess just having a build-up of ultimates, so like, okay, we can throw one in just to try and make things costly. And to be fair, I don't know how much it did in damage, but it definitely gave little bits of extra space that Yedajay was able to capitalize on. This is where the response needs to be had though. Bear in mind the next map is Fracture, where I'd say both teams are comfortable, but the fact that Fnatic are choosing that map still gives me faith that they'll be there to take it over the line. And with this choice now being there for Foot, bear in mind, they have won both pistols. So you looking at this game going 10-7, that's pretty close. In buy rounds, it's not been that close.
Yeah, you look at what Fracture, we got to see that yesterday up against Gentlemates. Fnatic lost the pistol, went 2-0 down, 13-6 in the end. It's not a map that they're weak on, that's for sure. Foot, they want to do the damage here. It's not too late, especially with ults coming online. It's not like Fnatic have 9K on every player. We can see an eco in the future. It does get easier. Those first couple steps, as
There's going to be quite a bit of resistance too. 3 rounds in between them and the final timeout for Foot in regulation. We've seen 3 so far. This being the 3rd. Fnatic have 1 left. So it's very much a pacey conclusion to this map with not much more time to breathe once we get started again.
It is kind of insane to think winning both pistols, Zeus on 20 kills, and you're still 3 rounds behind. Like, if you look at the scoreboard from the top down, it almost feels like that doesn't make any sense, but...
I mean, we can give 3 rounds to Zeus, a pistol of follow-up, and then the other ace that closed out the half. So almost half the rounds.
Operator in play. We've seen quite a lot of pressure put here from Foot as well. Already. Crash put into play now. It will place him right next to Alfia, and he does take it, but was obviously in the ultimate.
Yeah, nice and safe. Heaven play, and 1 spotted stepping into the smoke. That's a big danger, deleted already. If Kayak had the element of surprise, it could have been disastrous. Zeus tries to TP in, and well, TP's out real quick. Out of the round, Foot a man down. Spike still to cross to sight. Hopefully won't go for the deep dive down below into the abyss. The problem is Fnatic are already here, boots on the ground. Yedeje in with a chance. I thought he was going to go through that smoke, but no, he sticks around.
They're still feeling like they need to make plays. That's the Steel Garden. They'll take away a fair amount of the weaponry, but the players rotating in are just going to defend. The main thing that's bought, though, is time. That clock is ticking. Baiting out some of that utility is going to be important, but the trade is immediate. Not giving a chance. Putting them now into a 3v5. Make that 4, as Mr. Farland's found one at a captain's position. Is hugely valuable. He's waiting on the edge. He manages to come out with 2, and that's round over. Chronicle not fancying that 1v3 once again. Those advanced positions gained by the ultimate are huge for Foot.
Yeah, you know, I was just thinking, watching that Steel Guard, like, it's got to be some of the highest impact that we've seen from it, because not of the ult itself, it didn't do that much other than pump the brakes. The time didn't play as big a factor as it does in so many rounds, but it's the reaction on the back of this. It's the fact that not only do we have that space taken by Yedeje, but that you still see out of Captain stick around up close. There's players further back drawing the eye, and he's able to drop one
up there.
It's not a common position, I'll tell you that. And when it comes to ability to escape, there's not really a lot that he can do, but he didn't need to escape. It was Fnatic that had to run for the hills, save a weapon over, and that's, again, part of the economy conversation. Their credits are now very low. Reinvestment in the next round, buying these big weapons, buying an op, certainly not going to be easy.
I've seen this one.
You want to make that impact with it here. Unfortunately, the shot is drawn out by the drone. The angle's given up. That's a risky game if Alpha kept stepping into that.
Well, he is. He's going back for more. They've used the drone to force him back, and Mop. Alpheus falls for the ruse. The problem, though, is excluding pistols and second rounds, there have been no round streak together. They've all been in isolation. We've seen big plays from Foot. We've had individuals, but then everything has gone straight back to Fnatic.
This is a ludicrous play. This is something that Levin was doing a lot on BBL. The walk down, the ability to gate crash out is huge. And the fact that you're not against a Cypher, the only piece of utility they've got is to cover the other side of the map, so it's wide open. Kayak could even have gotten more if he waited. The whole team was on its way there. But that damage, Tom, that might be enough. Captain's utility is key for this site take.
Yeah, you can't move players, you can't stun them up, you can't have your smokes. Like, it's just going to have to be a dry hit in both. Oh, he's caught in his own utility, though. Kayak still within the site. No ability to escape at this stage, has to stand and fight. And what was looking like a damning position now sits in a 3v3.
Very winnable indeed. Sidestepping the ult, but they were still caught by it. And Zeus, well, one of them was even a headshot, so not mattering so much. He takes advantage of the chaos. Alpha Year's left to pick up the pieces in a 1 versus 3. Looks like Foot are charting a course for a 10-9 scoreline. With the economy where it is for Fnatic, we could see things equalized without too much difficulty. What a recovery this has been. It's not over yet. Maybe Alpha can pull out the play. No, he can't. Too many players on the backside. And again, Foot in this position, grouping up. It's the right call. The firing squad prevails.
Again, like the way that this round started off, like He mentioned he could wait. If Adicaptain comes out, he's looking at him. That was the only problem. It was a weird way to do your util, but it was the way that he was doing it. But it's the walk-up. Both sides. It is the one sort of real downside of Astra. It's very easy to get caught up in your own utility. We've seen it from both of them in this round. And Kayak, we saw, because of that aggressive push, used both of his gate crashes, doesn't have one to escape. So even though he finds a kill, there is no way out of the round. That economy damage comes to fruition. An ultimate for Kayak in the form of the Dimensional Drift. One off a Rolling Thunder. But the weaponry is the main problem in this round.
It's a big problem indeed. And we've seen the Sheriff ace, but that was from Zeus. Someone the Fnatic wants to go play for play with him. I'm here to see it. For now, it doesn't look like that's likely. Nice shutdown onto Kayak, and there's big plays up towards top mid. Most of the one to be on the receiving end of this hit up close with the Sheriff, and he won't find anything. The jump peak proves a little too difficult for him to land. Now the B side's open, the plant should be secured, and even the rotations on the flank, well, they're known about, and one player's been stuck behind the wall, so they're also separated a little bit.
Oh, the captain, he's got to be careful. He might get caught in a very similar position, but I think he's just bypassed Alpha. He's actually going to go hunting, thinking about maybe getting that gun instead, something a little bit extra. The thing is, though, that time has been ticking. And now comes down to, does Alpha want damage, or does he want the gun?
Maybe even just wanted a gun for his teammate. You get that pick in an advanced position, it's an easy pickup. Crashies will find it hard to locate this weapon. I don't know why I thought Alpha was playing to get his teammate a weapon. No, he swings up into the window and looks for a fight.
He wanted damage.
He very much wanted damage. That was the name of the game.
They have the cash to buy in the next round anyway. So it's like, obviously having something a little bit extra for the future would be nice, but removing some of the weaponry, making it so that if you do win a round or two, you can get a buy, and more importantly for him, Bladestorm. Like, it's getting ever closer. Fact is, though, we're seeing that weaponry juggled over so Alpha can have that operator again. And the ultimates definitely favor Fnatic. The rest still building up, but if Foot win this one, they're going to have potentially everything online for the last couple of rounds.
Bring them down.
Deploying drone.
1:30 on the clock, and I'm looking at Fnatic for an aggressive play. Nothing to come of it. A main, biggest spot they were looking to hold on to. It's been pushed back by a bit of utility. And we fired out a recon to see nobody is home. So Fnatic now know that at least the deeper reaches of A main are wide open. You start to think there'll be a rotation on the B side, but maybe they think they just dodged the arrow. They're going to find out pretty soon that's not the case. Heavy presence on the B side of the map. Wall to cover the walk up on A. We've seen this before. And Yedege to cover the mid push. The side itself has most of the attention, or the attention of everyone except Yedege.
Rolling Thunder, Hunter's Fury, Dimensional Drift. This combo normally guarantees you at least a kill, but in fact it's the attack one used first. Now the defensive one comes in, and that's Kayak who's got down to it. Oh, that's as bad as that could have gone. Friendly fire on the side of Fnatic, and Mr. Fallen in the meantime has managed to dance between the utility and find the kills. Now that knife in the back from Yedege leaves just one man standing, and not for long. That was looking like the perfect setup of ultimates and utility for Fnatic, but then there was a blunder.
Yeah, that is a big blunder indeed. You know, you look at how Foot are using that Vice, it's so nice. Going towards that B site, 4 players pushing up. You get 4 members of Foot charging into your face.
He just came out of the old.
Yeah, well, right before we switched, he was still in Dimensional Drift, so yeah, it had to be perfect timing essentially, or imperfect as you like. But Yedege
always knew that Crashies was still NA.
He's come to take him down from the inside. But this is the thing, man. You look at Foot, so they have buys. They've got a main push. They've got mid push with Yedege. That's one person dedicated to that angle. Everybody else moves in the other direction. Fnatic end up popping all of their ultimates, committing so much to that retake. You've got the info from the Dimensional Drift. You've got the Rolling Thunder. Try to push them back. And you've got the Hunter's Fury to kill Kayak. So for Foot, just a perfect round. Nice and easy. They've got a game plan. Their opponent's game plan doesn't work, which is even better. And now, look what that round has done. You can see it on your screens here. The bottom right, those weapons, not as good as the bottom left. And that should tell you everything you need to know. Fnatic have called their last timeout. It's 11-10. The lead has slipped out of their hands with 4 consecutive rounds to their opponents. And after that last round, yeah, this is definitely the right time to touch base.
The scarier thing is the fact that they used 3 ults.
3 ults and the recovery.
The only person killed by the ult was their own teammate.
Yep.
And they only got 1 kill in general. So you're looking at a Blade Storm and a Cosmic Divide as the only things that could come online, maybe even before the end of the game. Whereas pretty much everything else is still up for grabs, even potential of Steel Guard. And now, this is the one ult they do have, and they get it, but
38.
yeah, he's been dinked up through the wall.
That sucks. Of all the rounds,
I have seen a Finnish man with very low HP get a multi-frag on this map.
you're setting a high bar for Alpha here, Tom.
Yes, of course.
Setting quite a high bar. Let's see if he delivers.
Turkish jet.
Let's see if he can clear it. Damage has been done to Yedije to make it a little bit easier. Spike retrieve. That Vice Wall used for the A main push now covers their own A main push. Let's see who else is covering it.
Obscuring, blocking,
We're
Vic,
seeing this
left
perspective.
index.
Oh no!
It's always a new tilt. I don't think our captain's ever playing Astra again after this game.
It's gonna be so frustrating, man. Oh, the Blade Storm's done well to pick up the first, even with low HP. Your opponent doesn't have a weapon out. They'll find it hard to deal the damage. The Waldo is about to give away the info, the updraft instead, but Mr. Fallen was sat ready and waiting. Zeus up in an advanced position. No gate crash though. He can't get out of here. He has to stick around, and then he will. A 3-piece, and the round put to bed just like that. Fnatic with 30 health. Boaster alone. A reveal online for Mr. Fallen. Time against him, and a player sat up top. This one isn't going anywhere near Fnatic's favor, and with Yedije closing it out, it is 12-10. 2 chances for a team who's been trailing for most of this map to take the lead. 1-0 going into Fnatic's map pick.
I'll say as well, I think Yedije in the second half has been a god tier. Like the amount of positions that he's found himself in just to remove all weaponry at the end of the round, or in this case, I believe he took away all their guns, but it was from a side position, so they still didn't know where he was coming from. He's just been, well, he's been an absolute rat, but in the best possible way. 12-10. What was a decent position, a streak of rounds, and Fnatic looking like they could have had this over the line, but have found themselves at the depths already. This B site does have a stack up of players, but none of them currently within the site.
Alpha's looking for the push. And he's found it, or they found him at least. Through the smoke, he tried to back up, but there was no way out. A 5v3 emerges. There's a late flank by Yedije. I don't think he was spotted by Crash. He's pixel perfect on the timing. Just shallow enough on the peak, and his kayak falls. The site itself still contested. The flank definitely coming through. Mr. Fallen's ran in just to try to end it before Yedije can pick up any more kills. It's an in-zone flawless to close out Abyss, and Foot looked fired up coming into Fnatic's map pick of Fracture next.
Yeah, it has been proven to us as well that lightning can strike twice in the form of Zeus. It's whether or not they can take this in a 2-0 fashion. We'll be back with Magnum 2.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Get on your feet and move to the beat. Pour up some drinks and then we repeat. Yeah. Chasing my purpose, need a release. Yeah. My life's a beach, I'm lost in the breeze. Do this with ease, don't play with my dreams. Yeah. It's so together, it's not what it seems. Heart of a tiger, life of a king. Yeah. Chasing my bag, my feet in the cream. Running these laps, not losing my steam. I'm feeling good, this life's what I need. Don't intervene with my energy. Yeah. I'm in her scope like Jimmy Iovine. Yeah. No Superman, but I'm feeling supreme. This not a movie, but I'm making a scene. Yeah. I can tell you how to live your life, but you just gotta get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up now. Get up. Get up now. Get up. We just gotta live our life, we paying a price. Piece of the pie, I need me a slice. Yeah. Rolling the dice, the scariest spice. Sticky like rice, the tricky reprise. Yeah. Love will suffice, I suffer in silence. All alone, I'm lost on the island. Let's spread peace and less of the violence. Sebastian Bach on God's playing violence. Yeah. The flowers violet, give me my rose. This for my city, all for my bros. Did it alone, so far in my zone. So raise your glass, let's all have a toast. I can show you how to get like me. Live your life till you die. Yeah, look, I can tell you how to live your life, but you just gotta get up now. Get up.
It's a great start for Foot here. They take map 1 in this lower bracket match against Fnatic. I'm your host, Yingsun, and I'm back here with Billy and joined by Kakuka once again. Welcome back. But the thing is, we were really loving what Fnatic were able to do on Abyss yesterday, but it feels like Kakuka, they forgot about all of that. We've reverted back to the results they had before.
I wonder how much they expected Foot to be peeking into this Abyss, right? Because they wanted to change things up. I assumed that they thought, hey, they're going to be very prepared. Of course, the composition is different. I think that makes a big difference, and we saw it on the stage. But the way that they were not able to close it on the second half, the same way that they were struggling yesterday was what surprised me, actually, coming in from Foot.
Yeah, I think that what we've seen today was, I mean, as soon as we got to see Fnatic's defense, we've seen before on other maps as well, but there's flaws in their defense at times, you know, like there's just the team cohesion kind of not goes out the window, but it's not the best in what we're used to seeing them. And I think as well that when they were playing against Gentlemates the other day, you know, Gentlemates are similar to Fnatic in the sense that they're a slow approach structured team, but when you're coming up against an opponent like Foot, they don't really play down by the clock, do they? They're just all in on it.
Alpha very smart there to not eat a banana on camera, but a rice cake. But here's the thing on the side of Foot. We saw 2 aces in one half for Zeus. Do you guys want to guess who the current player that's leading in the ace department is? You want to have a guess? You remember any of them?
Having aces here in EMEA?
Yeah, just at kickoff.
At kickoff?
Yeah, kickoff only.
I don't know.
Highest ACS?
No, aces.
Oh, highest aces. I want to say Fluorescent.
Floor had 1, but Cloud had 2. But Cloud did not get them in the same half. Zeus did, and Cloud has been eliminated. So if Zeus can win today and have a little bit more opportunity, he probably will end up leading in that department because they just can't kill him.
Whatever happens with this match, even if Foot isn't able to close this one out, I think that Zeus is going to be one of the hot topics when we get onto stage 1. Because even the other day, when Foot were losing and they were getting destroyed by Vitality, he was still performing.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing, right? We've got a player that's coming up from Tier 2, playing on the Tier 1 stage now, and I think that he's actually jumped into that role perfectly. I think that you can see how well he's getting along with the rest of the guys on Foot, and it seems like a really good merge so far.
There's a reason why. Yeah, there's a reason why that everybody thought that he would be the most sought after player, and he was in the off season. UTJ, however, showed us a different side to him today. He played that Vice. We were all talking about how we want to see more Vice, and you can just see on the defense really how oppressive it was.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that UTJ on this Vice is a very welcome change. His like anchor impact was really well. This round in particular, you see Fnatic head towards that B side, and then they have to go back to A. And they don't destroy any of the Vi's utility initially to get rid of any of it, so it just leaves them kind of having to wait around. There was so much stall potential, and I think that Sugetsu as well was also being able to adapt in the moment, right? We've seen him switch up setups on B site, we've seen him switch whatever site he was heading to, so yeah, it was really nice for him.
Yeah, but let's talk about what happened as the side switched as well, because Kakuka, Fnatic had a very good opportunity to close this one out, but what happened?
Yeah, exactly. As I was saying, the way that they were able to close their previous match, and something that actually we're going to see a lot coming in for Fracture, is those retakes, right? Foot also understood this as their winning condition. So they have to understand the layers that they have to put into their post plan. First, putting one player moved across this ultimate so he can have the impact. Even if he goes down, it doesn't matter because Atta Captain is on the other side waiting for the smoke. They know that Fnatic want to play a 5vx retake. That is one of their winning conditions, and this is the way that they manage to dismantle it. Maybe Fnatic invests too much in cleaning the first part of that Cosmic Divide and does not leave enough for the second one. But this is the kind of rounds that Food was able to put on the board that took them to win this match.
Yeah, and over again, right? It was like 5 rounds in a row that they were able to do this exact thing you just described. But let's talk about the next one here on Fracture. My eyes really do go towards Alpha here. Alpha was one of the really big win contentions for them yesterday and last week, and every game I think they have ever played on the history of this roster. And Billy, he was a little bit too cold to get into the game. Once he got into the game on Abyss, he was shooting, but we need to see him get into the game a bit earlier.
Yeah, I think maybe the screaming coming out from Sugetsu is maybe starting to get to the side of Fnatic a little bit. But yeah, I think that as soon as we see Alpha activated, as soon as we see Kayak Alpha activated as well, I think that we'll start to see Fnatic pop off. But I also don't want them to feel as though that the whole team need to rely on those two to pop off, right? They should be able to kind of get these rounds together. I think a lot of what we've seen as well was fundamentals. Like they need to learn to kind of swing together, trade off one another. I think they got unlucky in some of those rounds there, but yeah, we can't just be relying on 2 players in the team.
I think that they need to think about that first half on Abyss, what they were doing, how they were trying to work around on mid, how even if this was a surprise for them, there was a plan to not hit A every single round, to actually work the map, prepare different timings, learn to play against different compositions, right? If you want to be a super team, if you want to be top in your region, you need to be able to do this. Now they're jumping into something that they should be very feeling very comfortable in.
Yeah, and the really, I guess, peculiar situation it does feel like it's the first time in the history of these two teams that Foot are looking like the super team. Foot are on paper the super team. The roster changes they made in the offseason, I feel like points towards that, whereas Fnatic, you know, a little bit more shaky here, a little bit more of an underdog status, and Zeus is gonna play the Neon.
I absolutely love that. I think that it fits him a lot. Along those lines, I want to see how Fallen is going to be playing with him. Did you know that Krax is the only player in the entire world that plays KO on Fracture?
Yeah, and also on every map.
Yeah.
He's played, only KO players play KO on every single map there is. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, I think looking at this agent select, I think Zeus jumping onto that Neon is a very welcome change, but looking over at the other side on Fnatic, I think that we've seen a lot of great stuff coming out from Kayak on that Raze yesterday, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how those two duelists match up together.
Yeah, I'm still not 1000% on the KO, that's why I wanted to bring it up, because I think that the information can be very misleading. I like how he's going to have that extra information for the post one, because again, Fnatic are going to rely a lot on those magnificent retakes.
It was absolute heartbreak when Foot eliminated Fnatic at Masters last year. Mitch and Tom, if Fnatic want to avoid that fate, they have to start by winning this map.
Well, Tom, you know, looking back at the last 5 series they've played, it's always been a trade back and forth. Fnatic, the ones to claim it last time, that was after the Masters match. Now, perhaps it's Foot's time to rise to glory yet again. Moving into this 1-0 in the lead, but this is Fnatic's map pick, Tom. How much do you think, not the map pick, but the compositions are going to play into this? Zeus on the Neon.
Yeah, I think it's exciting, but I want to add one thing before as well. If Fnatic lose here, that's the Stage 1 and Stage 2 champion eliminated before even getting into those lower matches. Like, it really would be a change from what we've seen. Maybe kickoff is cursed, but yes, as you said, that Neon facing up against a comp that doesn't have a traditional Sentinel is perfect. It means that he can take so much space, he can get in their face, and I actually like the KO as a response to playing a chamber. Here we go, though.
it right into taking sound control. No doubt Zeus is going to be pretty pacey with a lot of these early fights. The guy is on a neon at the end of the day, and you're not playing against a Cypher. So much that he can do. Claiming control up top above the smokes. Looks like Zeus will have to come and join the pack. Krax has already ripped 2 heads off, and site has been claimed. An easy plant and a retreat back to A main, defended by a trap.
Surely we're not going to see another one for the side of Foot. Zeus has already...
चेक केलं का नाही सांगितलंय का मी नाही लावलं त्यांना मायावरतीच आहे नाही तुझ्याकडे नको लावू
मी बोलते की
होय तीन ते पण
आईने नाही
not first time गपना स्ट्रीमर आहे काय सर्दी भाई व्ह्यूज एवढे का वाढले मी आईस्क्रीम खातोय हेलो 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 काय सीन आहे
हेलो 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 हेडफोन कट रहे हेडफोन माझा फार फालतू आवाज आवाज
हॅलो आवाज येतोय का हॅलो 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 तुझं काहीच येत नाही हॅलो खूप म्हणजे खूप बारीक येतोय मी काहीतरी आता बोल अरे बारीकच आहे राहू दे खेळ करू का सुरू समजतच नाही खूप बारीक आहे Sorry.
Nothing stays hidden from me. Nothing.
भाई भाई ये सबसे खतरनाक टीम है भाई डुअलिस्ट को नहीं ले रहा क्या ठीक है तू ले ले क्या ले रहा है सीधे मैं ले लूँगा
हेलो 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 हेलो
हो येतोय
तो काय
ठीक है तू कुछ ले ले मैं देखता हूँ मैं इनिशिएटर छोड़कर और कुछ लूँगा रे और क्या ठीक है देखते हैं ब्रो
आईडी हे कोण आहे कोडून तर काय कोणी पण पाठवत आहे इनवाइट
That goes there. Yes, this should do. Wow, this is a nice spot.
Channel, welcome to my sorry, welcome.
Cage
ये मैं है शायद सब
रैन किल्ड और हमारे साइफर
आजा आजा
है एक किल देख सकते हैं राइट
बीजो कोई बीजो चलो मैं बैकस्टेप कर
हां मैं चिटिंग बाहर देगा नहीं तो
बी में
बी प्लांट हो रहा है से झील चाहिए
नहीं मैंने अभी साइफर को हिल दिया आई कांट हिल
से झील
नहीं है
अरे से नहीं
कूल डाउन चल रहा है मेरा किल है
My buddy's defusing.
ए थांबा मत अल्लाह
ये बॉय
और देख सकते गाइस हमारा देखो कितना हो रहा है, नुस्खा हो रहा है किल के लिए। दूसरों के किल खाने का काम करते हैं वैलोरेंट में लोग, और कुछ नहीं।
पार्टी ज्वाइन कर लो ना भाई सब लोग।
नहीं ताकत लगी ना पार्टी ज्वाइन कर।
This goes here. Yes, this should do.
डेंजर लेवल सर्दी झाली आज।
ओ भाई सही है भाई।
एडवांस ऑडियो
कुत्ता आ रहा है, कुत्ता बी में कुत्ता है।
विंडो विंडो हुक्का
बड़ी बड़ी
ये जो देख लेना, मैं बैकस्टेप देख रहा हूँ। ओमेन लो है।
हाँ ओमेन।
The eyes are down.
Nice.
हुक्का
आराम से
ये देख सकते हैं हम लोग दूसरा राउंड हार रहे हैं।
ओमेन लो है, आराम से मार सकते हैं।
लॉबी में इनकी वजह से हमारा गेम प्ले खराब होता है।
Bot coming back.
हमारा डी रैंक होता है। गंदे तरीके से।
अरे हेड 140।
कोई ना अच्छा था। ये जरा स्पेक्टर देना।
Can I get this? Thanks.
चलो सेंटिनल दिखा दो अपनी शक्ति।
मतलब बाय करो। लेट मी बाय।
सेज ए पे जाओ। हाँ मैं बी पे सेटअप करता हूँ।
या
Yes, this goes here.
कैसे कुत्ता है बी में?
हुक्का हुक्का आ रहे बी आओ जल्दी आओ। बी एंटर कर दो। बी एंटर कर गया। बी आ जाओ।
बी पुश करो भाई।
I must wait a moment.
अरे कुछ मत कर, बैठा रहे सिर्फ।
ये कुतले दुबई का दक्षिण।
एक ए पे रहो। साइफर ए जाओ ना।
Careful now. Got one.
ए
प्लांटिंग हो रहा है।
हे कसलं फालतू रॉंग कॉल देते बंद
ओव्हर रोटेट आपण केलं।
ब्रो
Turret out.
नाइस।
Turret destroyed.
Not ready yet.
पुश मत दे।
प्लान डीला
हील कर लो।
अरे ह्याला काय झालं, मला हील घेता येत नाहीये।
मैं स्मोक दे।
जाओ सेज जाओ।
लेवल मार।
लाइक केलं माझं नेट गेलं।
अच्छा
गंड
जी अरे पीछे ही आराम।
बहुत गंदा का
धन्यवाद। हाँ क्या पीछे रिस्पेक्ट तेरे पे इसकी
अनवाइंड को तुला कळलं का काय झालं?
हाँ
This is a nice spot.
कहाँ आला?
मला किल का घेता आला?
साइफर साइट मत छोड़ना तुम। वहीं रहना हमेशा।
अनवाइंड के लिए
जब तक प्लांट का नाम बताए ना तब तक वहीं रहना। एक बी पे आ जाओ। फुटस्टेप्स आ रहे। कुत्ता आया
यार खा गया। साइफर हमारा साइफर भी मारेगा इस आज अच्छा डोक्यातच दगड घाला सीवी पे आजम पे आमच्या फालतू ह्याच्यामुळे मेले
नाइस ए बंदा ब्रो अच्छा था नाइस वही पे सीधा मैंने सीधा मेरे
हुक का क्या
वो मेरा अपना अल्ट करेगा
ए पे जाओ साइफर ए पे जाओ
ए पे वेट करो
हां थोड़ी देर वेट करो साइड पे
आया बी पे आया
आराम से
केजे बैठा है
साइफर ये जाओ साइफर हाँ साइफर ये चले जाओ
उधर
ए पे है केजे टीपी कर केजे टीपी हो गया
अरे हाँ भूल गया था टीपी है यहाँ पे
अभी ए पे आ सकता है
प्रेडिक्शन मत कर खेलते रहो
That goes there. Yes, this should do. This goes here. Oh, this is a nice spot.
It's a.
Cage trigger.
देख रहा हूँ
Cage trigger.
I've got your trail.
रोटेट किया टीपी से
टीपी मारा
गाइस वी
थोड़ा कवर में रहो
Begins.
ऐसे मत कूद
सेफ कर
भाई क्या सुन तो दिए लो
एक नंबर Valorant का गॉड स्टाइल जिधर उनका मन करे उधर चले जाएंगे
केजे खेल ले
That goes there. Yes, this should do.
जा रहा हूँ
This goes here. Oh, this is a nice spot. That goes there.
B 40 ओमन ओमन ऑफ कर रहा लॉन्ग
सेज यहीं पे रहना अभी
याला गप्पासाला मारेन से डायरेक्ट तिकड घालून बसतात
Saw you, Mosh. Wingman's on defuse.
मारता तुझी जा
सब एल्बो पे एल्बो साइड
One down.
साइफर भी एल्बो साइड है
सेज एक काम करो ना बाथ में ना वॉल कर दो ऐसा सीधा टाइप का कुछ वॉल कर दो और वहीं पे रहना बाथ शावर
कुठे करायचं?
हाँ
बी स्मोक
भी मैं
एक जाओ कोई ये पे जाओ बी पे जाओ
देखो पुश मत कर
नहीं करा
ये है
बस बैकवर्ड
Here.
केजे कॉल देना ए पे आया
हाँ
आ गया
आया है
आ रहे ए पे आ रहे
प्लांट हो रहा
ए पे प्लांट ए पे
स्काई बी 86 हिट
अरे ऊपर चढ़ा है
I know exactly where you are.
This is a top. Last player standing.
This goes here. Oh, this is a nice spot.
Ace.
पीछे आ गया सेज कुत्ता
सी कहाँ नाम ले आज ना
अरे कुत्ता आ रहा है वो
स्ट्रीम बंद करते हैं अरे आज जरिए नाक बंद पड़ लेगा
कोई टीपी मारा भी मैं